A little closer. Gopher in the rhubarb. I don't know if he's eating the rhubarb leaves or the rhubarb. Got a hole right there. Yeah, more gopher activity. At least they didn't go into the apple tree this time. After it rains is when it seems like they really go at it. Looks like they just did this one. We got one over there before too. Darn things.
Hey, where was I? You were telling me about some disaster in your yard.
Yeah, I'm being overrun by a family of gophers. I've tried everything, flooding, traps, but nothing works.
Highway flares.
What?
Buy yourself a box of highway flares. You light them and stick one down every gopher hole. Sulfur drives them out. They won't come back.
I tried a number of things to cut back on the gopher population around here, but they still keep coming back, reproducing, and keep digging everything up. Now the ones in the yard where you're trying to cut your grass, that's a nuisance. You know, they dig up your yard and you got to rake it off to cut the grass and then you come back. You know, that's a pain. But the ones we're most concerned about are the ones up around the garden area. Well, the growing season is about done now, but we still have potatoes and carrots in the ground. And now we've seen that the gophers are nibbling on them a little bit. So I'm going to light some flares like we've seen on the Adam-12 show and see if we can drive them out of here. The gophers don't seem to bother the tomatoes at all, or the corn either. But we still have potatoes in the ground back here. This is one of our patches. The plants have died off on top, but there's still potatoes in the ground. But we got gopher holes right up in the potato mounds. Here's one hole right here. I just watered it down around here so I can light a flare, but they go right in the potato. They don't eat much of it, but they just nibble some of them off. I found one hole here, and it looked like there's some digging there, and I found there's another hole. Where was it? Right here. There's one here too. Looks like a bigger one. I think I'll light one flare up on this one. And then I seen one out in the yard. There was a hole up here. Here on this one. This hole is kind of camouflage in the grass here, but I think I'm going to put one in there too. But they haven't really been eating the tomatoes. I think they're just got so many tunnels around here. It's hard to know where they're at because they're even into these flowers over here. I see a hole over here. These flares that I got, they're 30-minute flares. But I think what I can do, I can kind of move them around, I think, after I put them in one hole for a while. Looks like it's coming out right there too. Maybe I'll stick it over here. I think I'll try moving that flare maybe over to that bigger hole. And I'm gonna stick one down this one. This looks like it's been well used. I don't know where it goes. Down here. I don't see any smoke coming out anywhere yet. Well, it's been about 10 minutes and I haven't seen any gophers running out anywhere. This flare has really burned up fast. It's just like a furnace down in there glowing. Might have to put some more water on that hole to keep the grass from burning. The other one over there is just smoking, but this one's really burning. Well, it's been about another 5 minutes. The one flare just on the outside of the garden, that one's out already. This one over here by the potato patch is still smoking some. I don't know how effective this is going to be. I think it'd be pretty expensive if you dumped a flare down each hole around here. You could spend a lot of money. So I don't know if I would recommend that this would be a way to do it. I think I would maybe stick to the gopher pellets if you're having a problem. That's a lot less expensive. I don't know, maybe the sulfur smell will keep them from coming back. I don't know. I haven't seen any gophers run out yet. So this is kind of inconclusive of how well this worked. Well, thank you for watching this video. Maybe you learned something, maybe not. I'm not sure what I learned, except that the flares burn out real fast when you put them at a steep angle down a hole. I think I will probably maybe just stick with some gopher pellets to try to keep the population down. Flares are going to be way too expensive, I think. So, well, that's my opinion. I'll see you next time. Bumper crop of tomatoes this year. Where those sunflowers really grew, they got to be close to 10 feet tall.